Hey Sneak Peekers, I'm Simi.
And I'm Erin. Welcome back to the final episode of Sneak Peek for this season.
Tonight we have some exciting segments for y'all, including a review of the latest entry to the MCU, Sam Raimi's Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness.
Mason and Emily will be covering all the hits and misses of the recent Met Gala, and Andrew is here to talk about some of the brand new shows made by social media influencers.
Timo is also with us to let us know about all the movies we can watch in theaters and on streaming this summer. And finally, we'll end the show with a send-off for our senior members.
Stay tuned, everyone.
Hey Erin, do you watch Doctor Who?
I don't, but I do know that there have been so many people to take up the mantle of the Doctor.
That's right, and the casting choice for the 14th Doctor is just perfect.
Following the departure of Jodie Whittaker as the first woman to portray the main character, Rwandan Scottish actor Ncuti Gatwa was recently cast as the next Doctor, marking this as the very first time a black person will lead the show and portray the infamous BBC character.
29-year-old Gala is also among the youngest actors to portray the Doctor. He is mainly known for his high school role as student Eric Ifong on Netflix's Sex Education, a role for which he was nominated 3 times for Best Male Performance in a Comedy at the BAFTAs.
In other historic casting news, author Rick Riordan has finally revealed who will be portraying the iconic trio of the Percy Jackson series for Disney+.
That's right, we finally have our Percy Jackson, Annabeth Chase, and Grover Underwood.
Percy Jackson will be played by Walker Scobell, who recently starred alongside Ryan Reynolds, Mark Ruffalo, and Zoe Saldana in Netflix hit family film The Adam Project.
Annabeth Chase will be played by Leah Sava Jeffries, who starred in Fox's Empire and will appear in Universal's Beast and Amazon Prime's Something from Tiffany's.
Last but not least, Grover Underwood will be played by Aryan Simhadri, who has starred in many TV shows and films already, including Will and Grace, ABC's How to Live with Your Parents, Netflix The Main Event, and the Disney Channel original movie Spin.
Percy Jackson and the Olympians will begin shooting next month, and I cannot wait to see how these actors bring the beloved demigods to life.
Me neither, but for now, let's take a look at some of the films that will already be available to us this summer.
Take it away, Timo.
What's up, Sneak Peekers? I'm Timo Nelson. With last weekend's release of Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, the summer movie season is officially upon us. There are lots of great movies to look forward to in the next few months, both big and small, so tonight I'll be listing just a few of my most anticipated films of the summer. First up, releasing on June 10th is David Cronenberg's Crimes of the Future. Cronenberg is the premier name in body horror, and The Crimes of the Future is his first movie in 8 years. The film takes place in a not-so-distant future where surgery is the new sex, and humans get cybernetic enhancements that alter their biological makeup. Crimes of the Future is premiering this year at the Cannes Film Festival and stars Viggo Mortensen, Léa Seydoux, Kristen Stewart. The film looks like a gruesome sci-fi horror show, and I personally cannot wait. On the opposite end of the spectrum, however, releasing the following week on June 17th on Apple TV Plus is Cooper Raife's award-winning comedy Cha Cha Real Smooth. Raife is also starring in the film as an aimless mid-20s professional party starter for bar mitzvahs who falls in love with Dakota Johnson's Domino, a local mother who is accompanying her daughter to the receptions. We here at Sneak Peek got the chance to see the film early at South by Southwest, and it is one of the best films of the year so far. It's funny, it's heartfelt, and certainly not one you want to miss. Doctor Strange 2 isn't Marvel's only venture this year. Releasing on July 8th, Thor: Love and Thunder follows the Asgardian superhero on his mission to defeat Gore the God Butcher, a villain determined to make gods extinct. Alongside Chris Hemsworth as Thor, we also will see familiar faces, both new and old, including Tessa Thompson's Valkyrie and the Guardians of the Galaxy. We also get the return of Natalie Portman's Jane Foster, who seems to be wielding Thor's hammer herself, as she does in the comics. There's not much out about yet of Thor: Love and Thunder, but we can't wait to see what writer-director Taika Waititi has in store for us. Perhaps our most anticipated movie of the summer, though, is a film we know almost nothing about. Coming on July 22nd is Jordan Peele's Nope, which stars Keke Palmer, Daniel Kaluuya, and Steven Yeun. Not much is known about the plot besides a very enigmatic and intriguing trailer, which asks the question, what is a bad miracle? Jordan Peele is one of the few writer-directors left in Hollywood who can sell a story to audiences completely on his own name. And although we don't know much about Nope, I know I'll be there opening weekend just to see what happens. The final film we'll be talking about tonight is A24's release of Bodies, 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 coming out on August 5th. Bodies, Bodies, Bodies is a horror comedy about a group of young people stuck in a mansion together being picked off one by one, trying to figure out which one of them is the killer. What makes Bodies, Bodies, Bodies stand out, though, is its impeccable cast, who really electrify this film. The film stars Oscar nominee Maria Bakalova, Amandla Stenberg, Lee Pace, Pete Davidson, and has a standout performance from Rachel Sennott. Some sneak peekers got to see this film at South by Southwest this past March, and I've heard from them that this Gen Z twist on a whodunit is an absolute must-watch this summer. But what are you most anticipating? There's lots of titles that we didn't have time to name, whether it's smaller movies like Men, Marcel the Shell with Shoes On, or larger movies like Bullet Train or Lightyear. Let us know what you're looking forward to in theaters this summer on social media at Sneak Peek TV. That's all for me, and now back to the hosts.
Hey Aaron, have you gone to see the new Doctor Strange movie yet?
No, I haven't. I really want to see it, but have been hearing some mixed reviews.
I have too. Luckily, we have Kelsey here tonight to give us a rundown on all her thoughts on the new Marvel film.
Take it away, Kelsey.
Hey Sneak Peekers, it's Kelsey Lovingwell back with another movie review. A new installment to the Marvel franchise, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, released this past week. And if you haven't gotten to see the film yet, you definitely should. But first, here's a rundown of my thoughts about the film. This movie was a great addition to the Marvel franchise, with this movie branching into a mind-bending narrative. While this film was noticeably shorter and may have suffered a bit due to that, overall, I think it was an interesting take on a superhero film. While some parts still seem to adhere to the superhero formula, this movie was fresh and really did a good job of keeping me entertained throughout the entirety of it. The writing in the beginning of the movie started out not very strong, but as it went on, it got better and it wasn't as noticeable if it was bad. I really enjoyed the horror elements of the film as it was very unique to the story. Now, the best part of the film was Elizabeth Olsen's performance. She was incredible and really brought the entire movie together. If she isn't nominated for an Oscar for her performance, I would be very upset. But on that note, it seemed to me that the title of the movie should have had Wanda's name somewhere in it because it was just as much her film as it was Doctor Strange's. Overall, though, this movie had its good parts and its bad parts, so I would give it a 7 out of 10. But it is a must-see movie, especially if you're a huge fan of Marvel like me. If you do end up going to see the film, be sure to share your thoughts with us at Sneak Peek TV. That's all from me, and now back to the hosts.
Thanks, Kelsey.
Now, I hadn't gotten a chance to see Doctor Strange, but I definitely didn't miss this year's Met Gala.
I didn't watch it, but I saw all of the best and worst fits on social media.
Same. Blake Lively had to be my favorite, but I also really enjoyed Riz Ahmed.
Me too. Blake Lively always looks so good, and it was so cute seeing Ryan Reynolds' reaction and them on the carpet together.
Yes. I'm sure Emily and Mason saw all the best social media moments as well because they've compiled a list of their favorite and least favorite outfits to share with us tonight.
Take it away, guys.
Hey Sneak Peekers, I'm Mason.
I'm Emily Barrett.
And tonight, we're reviewing the looks from the 2022 Met Gala. This year, the event was co-chaired by Regina King, Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds, and Lin-Manuel Miranda. The event was themed Gilded Glamour, the second part of the Met's exhibit In America, an anthology of fashion.
Personally, I like the Gilded Glamour carpet a lot better than the exhibit's first theme, which was In America, a lexicon of fashion, despite the fact that many attendees seem to entirely ignore the dress code.
We definitely got to see some fashion history in the making at the Gilded Met, when Kim Kardashian arrived in the iconic dress Marilyn Monroe wore to wish JFK a happy birthday in 1962. Based on a sketch by Bob Mackie, the gown turned a lot of heads during its debut as one of the first nude illusion garments in fashion history. Decked in over 6,000 crystals and holding the record for most expensive dress ever sold at auction, Marilyn's Happy Birthday dress is one of the most historically significant and priceless pieces in American fashion history. Because of this, Kim only wore the dress for a few minutes to walk up the Met steps, changing into a replica for the rest of the evening. For such a brief display, Kim went through an insane amount of prep work, attending various fittings, working with multiple conservationists, and engaging in a controversially strict diet. While the insane spectacle was impressive, I'm slightly confused as to why Kim went with a reference that has absolutely nothing to do with the Gilded Age.
Well, we could fill a whole segment with just happy birthday dress commentary. We do want to make sure we leave plenty of time for the entries on our best dress list. I think it's fitting to start off with the obvious and highlight Blake Lively. Blake, co-chairing alongside her husband, arrived at her 10th Met in this show-stopping gown, inspired by the architecture of New York City during the Gilded Age. Dripping in copper, she paused midway up the steps to unveil a second mint-colored train. In various interviews, she explained that this reveal was meant to represent the oxidation of the Statue of Liberty. In addition to this epic tribute to NYC architecture, Blake's gown featured several other references, such as the Empire State Building detailing on the front and the constellation pattern from the ceiling of Grand Central Station that completed her train. Keeping in line with Blake's stellar Met track record, this was the perfect way to start off the night.
Next on the list, Billie Eilish arrived in an era-accurate look, embracing pastel colors and campy modeling. I really love the bustle and choker combo she featured, and I think her hair pulled the whole look together. My first thought when I heard Gilded Glamour was Catherine Pierce, and Billie's look is honestly giving exactly that. I think she managed to embrace the time period while also somehow matching her personal aesthetic really well. Somewhere between steampunk and pastel skater girl, all the references executed the theme from a perspective in line with her alt/indie brand.
Another look I love that really nailed the theme in my eyes was Madeleine Petsch. This pattern, which is definitely giving grandma's couch upholstery vibes in the best way, is absolutely perfect for the gilded theme. The puff sleeves give the perfect Gilded Age silhouette on top, and while I'm not often a super fan of mermaid-style gowns, I think it works here to balance the look.
Now, this wouldn't be a proper Met review if we didn't also discuss which looks were total flops. Starting with the obvious, this look from Kylie Jenner was truly something else. While the dress itself is pretty on its own, if you're getting married, the t-shirt paired with a backwards baseball cap just makes the look feel confused. She's honestly giving me very 2016 Kylie vibes in this, and it just overall missed the mark.
Another look that unfortunately wasn't my favorite was this hot pink from Sebastian Stan. This color was originally a little too highlighter for me, but I have recently been informed that this color was apparently very popular during the Gilded Age, as textile makers had just learned to dye fabrics in these vibrant colors. While that little tidbit may, I suppose, let the color slide, the outfit itself is still off. It seems very 90s inspired to me, and if I'm honest, he looks a little bit like a SoundCloud rapper, mixed with a highlighter. I do still love him, though. Camila Cabello's look also wasn't great in my opinion. The style of the top and the skirt didn't really feel cohesive at all, and it just overall didn't come together well for me. While it is disappointing, I just feel like she has the potential to have some really cool looks.
I agree. Wrapping things up, though, we wanted to include some best dressed honorable mentions. First up, we of course have to mention Jessica Chastain. It's been a huge year for her, and her Met look did not disappoint. This head-to-toe red Gucci number looks stunning on her, although I would have liked to see a little more of a Gilded Age-inspired silhouette.
Another honorable mention, Shawn Mendes, arrived on the Met carpet in this Tommy Hilfiger look with the manicure to match. While I definitely cannot argue the internet's Doctor Strange comparisons, I actually really liked this regardless. The colors looked really flattering on him, and I think that this attempt at the theme actually landed really well.
Normani and Lizzo also had some super creative takes on the theme that I really appreciated, and they looked stunning as always. Finally, I think Evan Mock made a great entry for his second Met appearance. His ruffled collar and pastel yellow look was absolutely perfect for the theme, and he was totally twinning with Emma Chamberlain, who did an excellent job as Vogue's interview correspondent.
Overall, I would say 2022's Met Gala did not disappoint. We'll have to wait a full year this time for another Met, but I'd say the carpet this year gave us enough to talk about until then.
Any looks we missed? Let us know on Instagram and Twitter at SneakPeekTV. That's all from us and all for this season's Style Squad. We'll see you next semester.
Hey Sneak Peekers, I'm Andrew Orticio. Since the beginning of Hollywood, other celebrities have made their way onto the silver screen. Bette Midler, Elvis Presley, Lady Gaga, and numerous others. A more recent move in the industry is the casting of social media influencers in films. including Addison Rae in He's All That, King Vatch in multiple terrible films, and most recently, the casting of Charlie D'Amelio in the supernatural thriller Homeschool. While most of these films are simply not good, I don't really see any real problems with them, besides stealing an opportunity from a definitely more talented actor. I can't say the same, however, about the new trend of TikTokers getting their own reality TV shows. I recently watched the entirety of Hulu's The D'Amelio Show and Awesomeness TV's Next Influencer, and what I thought was going to be some lighthearted hate watching turned to me just feeling really bad for these kids, questioning ourselves as the audience, and still some lighthearted hate watching.
Sometimes I don't wanna be happy.
The D'Amelio Show follows the biggest TikTok star in the world, Charlie, and the person who's only famous because she's Charlie's sister, Dixie. We watch both of them face hate comments, traverse the dance and the music industry, and navigate somewhat overnight stardom at only 18 and 20 years old respectively. I can say confidently that this wasn't a great watch, but unlike most other TikTok or influencer shows, I don't think it's actually bad television. It's just really, really sad. After watching the show, you see these young adults have severe emotional breakdowns, hear them talk about being manipulated by numerous different companies and agencies, and feel their pain of having too much pressure placed upon them at such a young age. But then, as you genuinely begin to care about these girls, you're quickly reminded that they are more famous and richer than a lot of us can even comprehend. The D'Amelio Show is a weird balance of pity and eye-rolling, from watching Charlie contemplate never posting a video again due to hate comments, to seeing Dixie complain about eating a certain food on her all-inclusive vacation to the Bahamas. And it raises the question, who is making the tone of this show so sad? Are the D'Amelio sisters actually just hating their lives of fame and wishing they were normal teenagers again? Or are the showrunners again manipulating these young influencers with guided questions and scenarios to offer a fresh look into the lives of some of the most famous young adults on the planet?
This morning everyone had eggs. I had 9 bags of sugar.
Now, I said earlier that I find some merit in the D'Amelio Show. That's simply not true for Awesomeness TV's Next Influencer. This show is a reality game show where 9 up-and-coming influencers live under one house, compete in competitions, and rank each other based on how much they like them. All of this for the grand prize of their own terrible TV deal with Awesomeness TV. Besides this show being hard to watch due to a lack of structure, incredibly annoying contestants, and huge egos, it also just doesn't make sense. Each episode they rank each other and the rankings mean literally nothing. The competitions don't actually win you anything except a FaceTime call with TikToker Alex Warren, and the winner is decided simply by who Alex likes the most. While the D'Amelio Show shows the worst of TikTokers being manipulated, unhappy, and privileged, Next Influencer shows the worst of TikTokers' egos, need for drama, and lack of real talent. But when I was lightheartedly hate watching this show, and these kids are kids. Hate watching kids. Giving the wrong woman a rose is one thing. But should we really be watching these TikTok reality shows and making fun of 16, 17, 18-year-olds that obviously already have ego issues? To me, it all comes back to the manipulation of these young stars. The TV networks cast these kids specifically for the drama and them being stupid. They knew that the contestants would receive hate, people would be making fun of them, and that literally no one is watching Next Influencer because it's an actual good show. Is us hate watching these shows perpetuating the onslaught of hate onto young influencers? Is it our fault that Charlie wanted to quit dancing? Or Dixie didn't want to eat that snail? I think that there are real problems behind the young TikTok reality shows, besides them just being bad. These young stars are always in fear that their career could end any day and will jump at anything to keep their names relevant, hence a lot of these TV shows. These networks realize this and are actively exploiting them for views and money, and we as the audience are supporting them by watching or hate watching these shows. So because of these reasons, and because I spent the last week and a half of my life on the couch watching all 3 seasons of these shows, I'm retiring from consuming TikTok reality TV. And maybe you should consider it. I promise you wouldn't be missing out on much anyways. However, if you still choose to watch it and have different opinions, send them to us at Sneak Peek TV. Well, that's all from me, and now, back to the hosts.
Thanks, Andrew.
Honestly, I think I might be the one having a breakdown in our next segment tonight.
So true. For our final segment of the night and of the semester, we have our annual senior send-off featuring our executive producers, Emily and Claire.
And hosted by Grace.
Hey Sneak Peekers, I'm Grace here with the bittersweet senior goodbye panel with our seniors Claire and Emily. So guys, first of all, congratulations on graduating, and tell the fans what degree you'll be graduating with.
Okay, I will be graduating with a Bachelor of Science in Public Relations and a minor in Media and Entertainment Industries.
And I will be graduating with a degree in radio, television, film, and corporate communication with a minor in global communication.
That is awesome. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
To take it back a little bit, tell us a little bit about why you decided to join TSTV and Sneak Peek.
Okay, so I actually transferred to UT. So my first year here was my sophomore year. And going in, I was kind of nervous because I was like, oh my gosh, everyone already has their friends. And I always knew I wanted to work in the entertainment industry. And so I discovered TSTV, specifically Sneak Peek. And I realized that it was a great community and we did a lot of great things. And so I joined and I've met some of the closest people I worked with throughout my time here at UT. And I couldn't be more thankful.
Yeah. We're glad you did. You're awesome. Emily, what about you?
So I did not transfer into UT. I started out here my freshman year, and second semester I was like, I really want to get involved with the television station here on campus. So I went to the general meeting and I was like, okay, like, do I want to do narrative? Do I want to do sports? At the time I was like, no, I don't want to do sports. But our sports department is great.
True.
But I was like, okay, cool, entertainment. I'm like, I want to do entertainment, and specifically Sneak Peek, because at the end of the meeting, the former EPs came up to me and they were like, do you want to go to South by? I was like, yes, I do want to go to South by. So I joined, and I went to South by like a few weeks later, and I went to the Good Omens red carpet, which was crazy, and now I'm here as an EP.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we're all so glad y'all joined, so thanks. Shout out to the TSTV general meeting.
Shout out to South by too. I feel like that's where like real people are.
Yeah. So I mean, what's been y'all's favorite memory throughout your time here?
You can go.
Okay. So as I said, I transferred here, so I didn't have a normal freshman year. And then sophomore year wasn't normal because halfway through the COVID pandemic hit. And then junior year, we did all of our shows virtually, which was an interesting time. So I really only have like real memories of Sneak Peek like this year because it's been my only full normal year with TSTV. So definitely some moments from South by Southwest this past March. One being when I interviewed Magic Johnson, because I'm like 5'1" and I think he's 6'9" or something. And so when he walked up to us on the carpet, he was like, where is she? Where is she? And then he like grabbed my shoulders and I was like, oh my God, he's touching me. And then another memory from South by that was really special to me and Grace was she was actually the one interviewing, and I feel like I'm better at being in front of the camera and speaking than being behind the camera because I'm not really an RTF major. And so it was for, oh my gosh, what was it even called? Spin Me Round?
Yeah, that was awesome.
And Zach Woods is in it, who plays Gabe in The Office, and I love The Office. And he walks out on carpet, and me and Grace look at each other, and we're like, why is Gabe kind of cute?
Guys, Gabe, if you're watching this, DM the Sneak Peek
Zach,
Instagram.
we love you. But we were both like, oh my gosh, wait, he's like such a loser in The Office.
We were
but he's
like
really
dying.
cute.
We were like, what?
Yeah, so I guess I was a little too entranced by his physical presence. So when I looked back at the actual interview, half of it was literally just like his chin down, and I kind of like messed it up. I don't think we ever aired it. But it was like a special moment.
It was a good memory for us.
Yeah.
Wait, Claire and I really bonded that day, you guys.
Got to meet Debbie Ryan too.
Yeah,
and
we got to meet Debbie Ryan.
It was a very special carpet. But yeah, that's probably like my top 2 South by / Sneak Peek memories.
Yeah. Gabe was awesome too. He was bantering with us. He kept asking us about ourselves, and we were like, wait, it's really
like,
not
about you,
us.
dude.
Yeah. Emily, what about you?
Oh gosh, it's really hard to pick because like I've been here so long.
Yeah.
One of my favorite memories is the Oscars viewing party from this year.
Oh, it was so much fun.
That was great. Like we hadn't done it. I think that was like our first big
like
social back from COVID.
Yeah.
So that was crazy.
It was awesome.
And we just had a great time, like booing the winners, cheering on the losers. I don't think that things went as we planned, but it doesn't matter. Like we were all there hanging out with each other, so that was great. Then also, yeah, South by.
Yeah.
Just getting to go to South by like every year. Well, not every year, but
yeah.
Freshman year,
yeah.
not sophomore year.
Not
Junior year is virtual, which I know we both watched some stuff and we did a panel about that.
Yeah.
So that was fun to do that panel with
It's
you.
different, yeah.
Even though it was virtual, it was weird. But yeah, and then just this year, South by was amazing.
Yeah, you had some cool interviews too. What was your favorite one?
From this year?
Yeah.
Well, I was on the red carpet for Bodies, Bodies, Bodies.
That one was
I wasn't doing the
awesome.
interview.
Yeah.
Getting to see Lee Pace was kind of fun.
That one was awesome.
I was really excited about seeing Lee Pace. Like, ask anyone in Sneak Peek.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, and then one more thing. Claire, a little birdie called LinkedIn told me you're doing some pretty cool things in a few weeks.
I am.
Tell the viewers.
So I don't even want to count how many job applications and whatever, but I have accepted a job offer with Amazon Studios. I'll be an administrative assistant with their movies PR department, and I honestly have to attribute that to Sneak Peek and like all of my experience here. I literally talked about it for like half of my interview, and I was like, I love this place. But yeah, I'm really excited, and I'm really grateful to be here for my last episode and our last episode, and it's bittersweet, but I'm really excited, and I'm sure Emily's also very excited to graduate and start a new chapter.
Yeah.
I'm still looking for a job. It'll probably be a little while, but I'm sure that whatever I end up doing,
it'll be
Sneak Peek
awesome.
is gonna help me. For
Yeah.
sure. And like whether it's the people I've met or like the skills that I've learned.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I love my time at Sneak Peek, and I'm gonna miss it so much.
Yeah, I know. I mean, we're going to miss y'all so much. I mean, we're so grateful y'all dedicated so much time this year to being our EPs and just throughout your college have been with us for so long. Don't want to get too sappy or I'll start crying on air. I feel like that would be frowned upon. But, I mean, we love you guys so much, and we're so grateful to get to know all of you. And I don't know. We'll still keep being friends after you're gone. Just kidding. Yeah, I'm like, no, see y'all never. But I don't know. I guess that's all we have for the show tonight. I mean, thank y'all so much for watching. I guess it's bittersweet. This is our last show of the year, but let me I don't know. We love you guys so much, and we love all of our loyal viewers. Thank y'all so much for watching, and we'll see y'all next semester.
Bye.